You have only 3 hours remaining to complete the monthly report. While doing that, you get an email from your very important client, then your manager asks you for an update on the project, and then your colleagues ask if you want a coffee break. How many times have you been in this situation? These types of interruptions can be the main factor for bad time management. Some tasks require for you to be 100% focused, and with every interruption, your efficiency is being reduced, which can cause mistakes to be made. Remember, you always need time to switch from one task to another, and this time is pure waste. One of our clients has a serious problem with interruptions. Her desk was in a room that divides the internal IT department and a big open office where the entire administration was set. She was responsible for the web page of the company, and she often found herself in situations where she needs to solve a serious problem. Because of the location of her desk, whoever passed by it would stop to talk to her, so that was making it more difficult for her to complete her work tasks. She tolerated her colleagues until she made a critical mistake, and then the entire weight of the problem was put on her. The problem was solved by transferring her desk into a different room, which caused her efficiency to increase for a minimum of 30%. Interruptions can be caused by a few sources: a colleague asking for help, managers asking for updates, phone calls, social chat, emails, noise, etc. There are plenty of ways to manage interruptions. I will share with you the key tips on how to do it. Number 1, plan for it. Let people know when you are available and when you are not. If you have your own office, you can put up a do not disturb sign, or even better, you can attach a sign with the time you are available. For example, available from 1 to 3 p.m. every day. When you work with people, it's normal to be interrupted. And since it's normal, plan them, don't let them catch you off guard. Also, a good suggestion is to block out 2 hours every single day to get the most important work done. Schedule this 2 hours in the morning because first of all, having the most important work done will have a good effect psychologically, and second of all, the morning is the most productive part of the day for most people. Number 2, handling phone calls. Perhaps the biggest time-consuming interruptions are phone calls. There are several strategies for reducing the time you spend handling phone calls. For example, shortening the call by telling the person that you have a meeting in 5 minutes, therefore you only have 5 minutes for the phone call itself. Other ways of handling phone calls is to reschedule the call, but when doing that, you should offer an explanation of why you are rescheduling the call and to offer a time different from the phone call to be made. Also, you can use a voicemail to screen the calls, or if you have an assistant, the same would deal with messages for you. But remember, whichever strategy you choose to use, you should be polite and handle it the right way so that the other person will not get offended. Number 3, handling emails. The most important thing, turn off the new email notification sounds and pop-up windows immediately. Every interruption costs you 2 to 20 minutes plus the duration of the interruptions. So, imagine the waste of time you'd be having if you get 30 emails a day. Take a look at your time log to see how many times your work has been interrupted because of an email. Also, the time that you'd be spending to regain your concentration is a waste. As it was said before, managing email interruptions isn't hard. Just turn off the notification sounds and pop-up windows and schedule a time when you will deal with emails. I am sure that half of the newsletters you get on your email are never opened. So, why wouldn't you open your email immediately and block all of the unnecessary newsletters? This can take up to 15 minutes, but it will save you a few hours a month. Another thing that you can do is to prepare email templates. So, if you're sending a daily or weekly report that differs only in numbers, prepare and save a template and just put in the needed numbers before you send it. You will also save time to that person that's reading it if you use a standard form. Number 4, handling noise at the office. This can be a bigger problem if you work in a company that has an open door policy. You keep hearing your colleagues' voices, their phones, the printers, etc. There are a few things you can do to reduce the negative side effects of the surrounding noises. First, start with yourself. Lower the sounds on your private and work phones so they wouldn't bother your colleagues. Ask your colleagues to do the same. Also, have an agreement with your colleagues that all private phone calls should be made out of the office. That way, the number of private phone calls can be reduced. In case you're completing a task that requires absolute silence, move to a different room. But if this type of interruption affects your efficiency greatly, ask your superior to have your desk moved. So, I've shared with you a few tips on how to manage interruptions. Use the tips that work for you immediately and save at least 1 hour every single day.